Hello and welcome to the Mix Hair Rap Podcast. I'm your host, DJ B Wise. This is a podcast we talk about hip hop from boom bap to trap. Me and my man Kev, we're super hip hop enthusiasts. I'm the child of hip hop, doing my thing on the DJ tables, and Kev is our man with the backpack and underground legend, knower of all things. We're back at you again this week with our streamer no stream and our talking hip hop. And in our streamer no stream segment, we're going to be going over Vince Staples' new project, Dark Times. And then in our talking hip hop, we're going to check out the topic collateral damage of the Diddy case. Let's check in with our man Kev, see what's going on with him. Kev, what's good?
Everything's good. Just kind of waiting to get into this tonight. But before we really get into it, just want to say a rest in peace to brother Marquise from the Two Live crew. I know he's not the most famous member, but he played a part in the success of Two Live crew back in the day. And just another hip hop legend is passing away, and he's not really hasn't really deserved enough credit that he should have gotten for his role in what Two Live Crew went through in the '80s, and it's not really discussed or talked about like it should be. But just want to celebrate that brother and his passing.
Yeah, man, I'm with you on that. The brother was 58 years old. We are losing way too many brothers from the hip hop world at in their 50s. For a guy who's in his 50s, it is extremely disturbing. A man of a certain age, I'm in hopes that the message gets out to the brothers in the 50s. We got to take better care of ourselves, lower the stress, get more sleep, try to put some water in us. Water is good for the body. And definitely rest in power to Brother Marquise, just a real strong Miami based rapper and a legend in this game. All right. And with that, we're going to move on to our it's that time. Stream or no stream. All right, let's get into it, man. I'm gonna start this one off. Let Kev anchor it. We're going with the Vince Staples Dark Times. I'm just saying, man, Vince Staple has been for me over the years a breath of fresh air from time to time and an enigma from time to time. I'm not for sure what his reputation of his art is. So I'm really trying to figure out, what can it's just been tough with him, but he's made some enjoyable stuff for me. Some of his projects have been truly, truly enjoyable. I was a huge fan of the Vince Staple project, which was in 2021. I was also very I was very I enjoyed the what's the one? The Shine Cocaine 2. I was very enjoyed that a lot. And then the Big Fish Theory, enjoyed that. And a lot of people say that Summertime '06 was the move. I mean, I know that's his opening project, and I think it was a good representation. I thought it was a good effort. I think that he has gotten better as he's gone along, and this Dark Times project, man, I'm really I was perplexed the first time I heard it, but now that I've listened to it a few times, I'm really starting to see what he was trying to do with this project. I think the artistry in it was amazing. Some of the highlight tracks from that project for me, got to look down for a second and see where we at. For me, really heavy was into the Etouffee track was solid, man. I really, really enjoyed that joint. And also the radio track, the production on that joint was really hot. Also, Nothing Matters, man. That was a real vibe, you know. And I think the story in Little Homies was really, really dope. But the bop for the track for me was Etouffee and truly enjoyed those. I thought that the first portions of the album, let's just say, yeah, because Etouffee is number 6. The intro was be arranged a little bit better if you're gonna, unless it's some sort of story you're trying to tell, and I don't trying to do, because the stories, I mean, the tracks in general didn't seem cohesive, and I think that they could have been spread out a little better. He kind of jammed the bops together to me, but that's just my opinion. We're gonna drop it off to Kev and see what his thoughts are on our man Vince Staples' project Dark Times.
Um, yeah, it was a boring album, but I mean, just the initial thoughts. I was bored. I said it on the last show that listening to that, and then right behind that, I listened to Sexy Red, and Sexy Red was so much enjoyable that I think Vince Staples is one of the reasons I praise, for her newest album. Um, yeah, it was a boring album, but uh, I think you're going to convince me, and I think you're the overwhelming opinion to go back and listen to it. But I'll explain later what will make me pick it up again, though. But yeah, I mean, just first thoughts, I wasn't really feeling it too much.
Yeah, man. Again, like I said, it took me. Today was my 4th listen. It's a short project, 35 minutes, 13 tracks. I needed to listen to it 4 times really to grasp what he was trying to do. It took me to delve into his interludes, his outro, his intro, for me really to grasp what he was trying to do. And after hearing Etouffee 4 times, I was like, oh, this is the move. I could, if I'm on a West Coast feel, I'm trying to do a little West Coast vibe type thing on a Saturday, get the day done, or just chilling on some West Coast vibes. Etouffee, even though etouffee is a Southern cuisine, the track itself was really, really a bop. And the production on radio, rappers, I try not to. I don't want to be the old guy who's always talking bad about rappers. And anybody who's rappers, anybody who's rapping, I got to make sure that I show them some sort of love. So maybe that's why I gave it a lot more attention. Most of these albums that we listen to, by this point in the game, me or you would have shut this down. 4 listens is a lot with the schedule you and I keep. So with that in mind, I'm just, it's a tough one. That was definitely a tough one. I'll swing it back to you and let you give your interpretation of the last part that you want to hit back at. I'll swing it back to you and let you give your interpretation of the last part that you want to hit back at, Kev.
It came from a conversation I had with someone else.
By this point in the game, me or you would have shut this down. 4 listens is a lot with the schedule you and I keep.
And I was telling the guy how boring it was to me, but then he said that, have I looked at his TV show? And he said he only watched a couple episodes. He haven't watched the whole season yet, but elements from the album seems like they will fit in with the TV show. So now I'm sitting here like, okay, but I haven't really seen a lot of press on the album. I mean, I know his TV show got picked up for a second season. Um, a lot of people have recommended the show, but it's still not a lot. Maybe I'm not really looking for it, but I don't see stuff pop up saying that this is the vibe of the show, or this is you know what you can interpret from the show. But I do feel like it does make sense, because like we did his last 2 albums before this one, and we gave both of them like you know great reviews, and this is so different from those, which it's something you have to appreciate that he did go in another direction. But like I said, after that conversation, it makes a little bit more sense to me that it probably is associated with the show. That would make sense because um what greater promo could you have for a show than kind of somewhat soundtracking the show, or the show season with an album. So that's why I think the direction he was going in. So now I have to go in, that's why I'm like, I'm willing to give it like I said, after that conversation, more sense to me that it probably is associated with the show. That would make sense because um what greater promo could you have for a show than kind of somewhat the show, or the show season with an album. So that's why I think the direction he was going in. So now I have to go in, that's why I'm like, I'm willing to give it another listen, another thorough listen, and kind of listen to it with an open mind, that knowing that it's possibly a themed album. So um I I hate to kind of be so judgmental, knowing that there's more information, possibly behind it. Um, and I think you kind of, I think that your review kind of makes, also plays into that, wanting to go back to it though. But I just kind of wish we'd given it good reviews, but at the same time,
Vince is on.
he was talking to a psychiatrist and he seems somewhat depressed or something. I don't know. But based off the clips in this conversation, it like I said, it fits. It kind of fits the theme he was going with the album. And if you're kind of making this album a themed album, then I like themes. I like themes and things like that. So um yeah, you know, I don't know. I don't want to look at the show yet, but I think I might have to watch an episode or two to
Yeah.
really.
Well, I'd let you know that I have watched the show. Um, Vince is on this. I watched the entire season. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Vince is on this abstract artist thing. He's really delving into his creativity in this show. It's about the day in the life of him, his day in the life. The
Okay.
issue is, unlike Black Jesus, it is supposed to be comical, but it's more satirical. And I think a lot of the jokes fall short. But again, I'm not. I don't think this show's for my era. It is. It's not your standard comedy. I think that a lot of the young people might get this stuff. Uh, I think it's very Long Beach, West Coast, centered. The show is. Don't get me wrong. I think that for a black male show in this day and time to be not super violent, not heavy LGBTQ, not heavy woke, just to be a story. I think this hits those notes. It's well worth a watch. I don't know if it's going to keep your attention. Well, what I will say is that if you're into seeing someone have a vision and lay it out to you, and appreciate just that. You may not like the end product, but if you like to see a creator create something, present it, then it's definitely worth the check out. Now, again, thinking like you're thinking, if this album is associated with it, it is what it is. I think I stained myself by reading the Complex's review of the project. You know,
And what they say.
some of the majors, they're very artist friendly, and they definitely picked out. So the first one they highlighted, the first song they highlighted is the one I highlighted as well. I think Etouffee is probably, they just hit or missed them. They just kept jumped you in the scene. The scene didn't really say anything, and then moved on. And then you got back to another character in order to flesh it out. So again, I know I'm being long-winded on this, but I'm trying to make sure that everybody gets a full objective opinion so that they can give this a chance. Because like Kev said, we enjoyed his 2022 album as well as his 2021, I think his last project before that. Yeah, Vince Staples was 2021, and in 2022 it was Ramona Park, Broken Heart. My heart. Sorry, Ramona Park broke my heart. Sorry about that. So yeah, those projects we enjoyed. Again, this one is it is I think we're in the age. It is I think we're in the age of artistry that may be beyond the basic setups and punchlines that we're accustomed to. Because same thing I would say with Issa Rae's show, Two Black Girls show. A lot of the black artists or black creators that are getting their shot right now, a lot of their shows, they don't hit the mark for me. But again, I'm a child of good times, of the Richard Pryor show, of the Jeffersons. So it they give you the punchline. They give you, here's the setup, here's the punchline. Maybe that is ruining my artistry as far as being able to consume it. So I'm gonna let Kev the basic setups and punchlines that we're accustomed to. Because same thing I would say with Issa Rae's show, uh, uh, Two Black Girls show. A lot of the black artists or black creators that are getting their shot right now, a lot of their shows, they don't hit the mark for me. But again, I'm a child of good times, of the Richard Pryor show, of the Jeffersons. So it they give you the punchline. They give you, here's the setup, here's the punchline. Maybe that is ruining my artistry as far as being able to consume it. So I'm gonna let Kev give his stream or no stream, and then I'm gonna come in since I've had the most to say about it, and I'll give my stream or no stream last. Kev, take it away.
Um. Ah. Okay. I'll do it. Right now, I'm saying no, and I'm gonna say no with a question mark because, like I said, I do want to go back, kind of give it another opportunity. I gave it two chances. It still wasn't it for me. Um. And granted, some might think you were somewhat long-winded, but like I said, bringing up that point about, it's possibly related to the show, and it was all over the place. The album was all over the place, and the show was all over the place. It's more of a confirmation to me that this has something to do with the album. The album has something to do with the show.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really haven't given the show a chance, and and I think it's kind of unfair in a way to kind of uh I'm sorry to be so long-winded, but music is art, right? Music is art. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how we look at it, and just like how you were saying, with the Jeffersons, it was, you know, it was obvious moments to laugh. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. It's I didn't know it was supposed to be funny, to be honest with you. Uh it's like what was the Donald Glover show, ATL, or what was the name of that
Yes,
show?
yes, yeah. ATL. It started out with funny moments, and again, these are creators around the same age. And
Yeah.
by the last two seasons, it was so hard to figure out what you were supposed to laugh at.
Yeah, it's like, it's yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Just because you're a good writer in music doesn't mean you're a good writer for excuse me, for on the screen side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, it's a bunch of people out here who are excellent screenwriters that don't get a lot of opportunities. Um, you could have went down to any film school. You could have went to New York has excellent film schools. Chicago has excellent film schools. California has excellent film schools. You could have went anywhere in this country to get a person looking to make their mark in the entertainment industry
Mm-hmm.
and hire them for little to no money because they're trying to prove themselves and have them put something together. And I'm not and I don't want to say he did not do that, but it doesn't feel like he did that. So all that to say, it's a no for me.
Yeah.
Um, it's a bunch of people out here who are excellent screenwriters that don't get a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. You know, as much as I've told you how much I enjoyed those bops, that the ones that are on the project, you should.
Looking to make their mark in the entertainment industry
Mm-hmm.
and hire them for little to no money because they're trying to prove themselves and have them put something together. And I'm not and I don't want to say he did not do that, but it doesn't feel like he did that. So all that to say, it's a no for me now. But you know, I said it no once before. I say no again. Um, but I still hold out hope for him. I mean, one bad album doesn't hurt a career, but just this wasn't it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. You know, as much as I've told you how much I enjoyed those bops, that the ones that are on the project, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to delve that deep into a project to know if you enjoy it. What I would tell everybody to do is check out the three singles, download those joints. But as far as a full project, I don't know if I'm going to say it's a no for me. So, that is two no streams on our boy Vince Staples' new project, Dark Times. All right. So we're going to get out of here with that one and move on to our talking hip hop.
Let's do the toilet flush.
Oh yeah, well, some people told me, some young people told me I was triggering them with the toilet flush. So I might bring that back when I get a little hungrier, when I get a little hangrier. Yeah, I had a couple of young people was like, man, you can't be doing that to people's art. So I'm trying to, not be the young people. All right, so we getting into the next talking hip hop segment here. And what we're trying to do here, the question at hand is collateral damage from this whole Diddy thing. The Diddy case is pulling a lot of people into it. I'm gonna let our underground our underground professor jump in on this and give his theories or hypotheses on this, and then I'm gonna get in with my little 2 cents where I can, because I'm following it, and
In the case of Diddy, I think that we're looking at
this whole situation, the collateral damage from the Diddy case.
and people are like, are they going to stand up for him? Even up until the Cassie video came out, it was like, where are Diddy friends? Where are Diddy supporters? Why don't they say something? And it's one of these things like, can't we just I think the people who didn't say anything approached it with the mind state of, let the evidence come out, let's see what happens, and then if we choose to respond, we will. But it's almost like his friends have a target on their back. His son did a diss record towards 50 Cent right before the video came. I think he did the diss record towards 50 Cent the day before the video came out. And then, what I'm saying, and people, so many people attacked his son. I mean, like, granted, he's what, 21 or 22. He's young. I mean, he's an adult technically, but he's still a kid though, because he's so young. Um, Stevie J has been catching all kinds of hell for this. 50 Cent was, can't we just, I think the people who didn't say anything approached it with the mind state of, let the evidence come out. Let's see. And then, if we choose to respond, we will. But it's almost like his friends have a target on their back. His son did a diss record towards 50 Cent right before the video came. I think he did the diss record towards 50 Cent the day before the video came out. And then, what I'm saying, and people, so many people attacked his son. I mean, like, granted, he's what, 21 or 22. He's young. I mean, he's an adult technically, but he's still a kid though, because he's so young. Um, Stevie J has been catching all kinds of hell for this. 50 Cent was, he's been trolling Jay-Z the whole time. And now, Busta Rhymes, he's come out, and people trying to say Busta Rhymes is gay. And it's like, oh, all this time Busta Rhymes been making all this money, and he's been famous, he's been doing interviews, TV shows, everything. There's never been any bad rumors on Busta Rhymes. I mean, Busta even came out and said, hey, you know, he wasn't the greatest father because he was always working on his career. He was like, if you're gonna say anything bad about me, say that. That's the only thing you really got on me. Now this guy's saying he's gay, and it's like, that's Diddy. You know what I'm saying? If Diddy, yeah, what Diddy did wasn't great. You know what I mean? And even those people who said that, they felt some type, they was questionable about the settlement. Look at you now. Like, wait till the evidence come out. And I think that so much has been presented in a way that, you know, reserving judgment on Diddy would have been the best thing to do. But he put himself in the situations to where he calls these, we are always on the attack for something. One person did something, a whole bunch of people get attacked for it, and it's like, that's unnecessary. Um, yeah, what Diddy did wasn't great. You know what I mean? And even those people who said that, they felt about the settlement. Look at you now. Like, wait till the evidence come out. And I think that so much has been presented in a way that, you know, reserving judgment on Diddy. But people don't even realize, in the law, both lawyers go to the table wanting to settle. They don't want the news to come out. They don't want all this evidence to come out. They don't want to do all this work. They like, okay, X amount of dollars to make this go away. Publicly attack that person. But ain't, I mean, who supported him before this video? Publicly. I mean, a few people who said comments, they made it about the settlement. And, you know, settlements are settlements can be hit or miss. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Sometimes settlements is like, hey, I want to hide my guilt, so I'll give you some money. Or,
Mhm.
but people don't even realize, in the law, both lawyers go to the table wanting to settle. They don't want the news to come out. It's just, I don't know. I think we're getting to, I think we're getting into dangerous territory, to where, we're willing to pass judgment without, without enough evidence being presented. And we're so many people are ready to cancel other people for their involvement, when in actuality, Busta Rhymes may have never seen that side of Puffy ever in his life until that the video could have been the first time he's ever seen Puffy act like that. But people won't look at it like that. You know what I mean? You got to be careful today with your words and with your actions because I mean, cameras are everywhere. Cameras are everywhere. I mean, they on the street corners, they in people's pockets,
Yep.
they all over the place. Cameras are all over the place. So even if it's a false allegation, let it ride, man. Let it ride. Let some evidence come out. Let the trial happen and go from there. You know what I mean? Like if your favorite celebrity is found guilty of something and you think they're wrong, go be a damn lawyer then. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Go be a lawyer or learn the law, or at least learn the law
Yeah.
because your real life opinion and law are two different things.
Yeah.
So yeah, if people really knew what the law books actually said, they'd be they would lose their minds because what the law definition is for a lot of things we do in our life is is crazier than your opinion. And I just think it's so unfair that um there are going to be innocent people who have a relationship with this man who are going to
No, I'm totally with you. I would say that uh I don't know if the people I'm about to name are innocent, but if we're talking about collateral damage, I'm gonna say, you got a few people in there. You got Ja Rule, you got Meek Mills, you got Usher, you got TD Jakes, and now a lot of people have been murmuring Jay Z.
yeah.
Thank. Let me tell you something. Jaguar Wright has been on fire these
Whoa.
last few months, dropping all the stuff she's dropping, saying that all these things are linked together. So if you want to talk about collateral damage and people catching strays, all you got to do is Google Jaguar Wright opinion about Diddy, and you will find it. Man, she's pulling people in left and right. Again, I don't know who's innocent because I mean there have been issues and rumblings and whispers about a lot of these people who've been mentioned. It's a tough thing. Now again, Usher, I don't know. That's a tough one, but he was young and impressionable, so who knows? Also, can't forget to forget um, what's our boy Montana. You got to remember he's in there too.
French
It's
Montana?
French Montana's in this too. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yep. It's like when you said collateral, I keep forgetting. I was like, man, there's a lot of names that have been mentioned in this thing. Oh, can't forget the city girls have been pulled into this as well. Or what,
Yeah.
JT? It's just JT, right? Not the other
No,
one.
Young Miami.
I'm sorry, Young Miami, not
Yeah,
not not the
yeah.
other one.
Yeah, she's in the
Not
lawsuit.
there
She's
you
in the
go.
lawsuit.
So that's what I'm saying. We don't really know where this lies. That same thing with 50's baby mama. She's in there as well.
Oh yeah,
It's
then
a
they brought back Shine because the girl is still crying
yeah,
about the shooting.
yeah.
I mean, I'm just like, man, and I don't want to sit here and be like, some of these people associated with Diddy are innocent. I'm not saying that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that some of these people don't deserve some of this. Like
Yeah.
Buster, okay, if Buster likes to, engage with men on the side, that's his business. But
mm-hmm.
don't bring this is news that should have came out a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy Williams was one of the first to expose Diddy.
She threw the
Charlotte
grenade.
Charlemagne even didn't Charlemagne just say it not too long ago that Wendy Williams lost opportunities because of the news she
Yep.
released on Diddy.
Yep. Yep.
So Wendy Williams has said a lot about all these people. Star has said a lot about all these people. But the one person I never, this is the first time we've ever got any inclination about Buster. And I just, I don't know. It's just like, it's just so sickening. It's sickening that, like you said with the Jaguar thing, right? And Jaguar is, uh, she's a hurt woman. You know what I mean? Like she's hurt. Um, and I'm not gonna say she's lying. I'm not gonna say she lies or is lying or anything like that, but I think the way she approaches things, it kind of throws it makes the impression that it makes on other people is not always well received. And it's not to say that the information is not valid, but I think it's certain ways that you can present information that people can ingest it. You know what I mean? Like, even though we knew Wendy Williams was all about the rumors, but if Wendy says something and Jaguar says something, most people are gonna listen to who? Wendy Williams, because it was presentation. You know what I mean? But now so much stuff, the way she approaches things, it kind of throws it makes the impression that it makes on other people is not always well received. And it's not to say that the information is not valid, but I think it's certain ways that you can present information that people can ingest it. You know what I mean? Like, even though we knew Wendy Williams was all about the rumors, but if Wendy says something and Jaguar says something, most people are gonna listen to who? Wendy Williams, because it was presentation. You know what I mean? But now so much stuff has actually come out that it makes their it makes their comments more believable. Um, you mentioned Jaguar, but there are a bunch of podcasters and radio hosts saying a whole lot of people owe Wendy royalty money because of all the stuff she's been saying over the years that no one believed her on. And it just sucks. A lot of innocent people who are going to experience some bad things because of this. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know, not to say Puffy don't deserve none of this stuff though, but like his kids just graduated and he couldn't be there because of this. And it's like, I I didn't look at the video, but I hearing people's reaction from it is understandable where the anger is coming from. Like, I believe Cassie, when Cassie first came out and said these are the things Diddy did, I
Yeah.
was like, I believe it. I just wish she wouldn't have waited so long. But you know what I mean? That was my only. If I had any problem, is what I felt like she took too long to say something, and it was kind of like, even then she got attacked. Then they was like, "Well, she only doing this because this deadline is coming," and I was just like, "Wow, wow." It's kind of like, I don't know. It was like this woman had said something like, "We can't put a time who he worked with before unless they actually did something. Don't do the allegations just to kind of get your money out there."
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was the guy? It was a Richard Pryor's old bodyguard. Couple years trying to get his name known, telling all these old Richard Pryor stories that no one heard of. And look what that got him. Little to nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, It don't work, man. It really doesn't work. If all you're known for is possibly made up stories on one individual and you have no talent nowhere else, you're wasting your time. You're wasting the time, and no one's really going. I mean, it's going to get to a point that no one believes you, and it's like it's a lot of people who are going to get bombed on just for knowing. He just preached the word of God. Now he's like, oh,
Uh,
he's
TD
cool
Jakes
with Diddy. He
attended
likes boys,
several of Diddy's parties. He's
but
attended
we
several of
don't know how crazy these parties were, though. Just because Diddy was known to throw certain
wild
kind of
parties.
parties,
Hmm.
it don't mean. Look, I got a buddy who used to promote stripper parties.
Yes,
Every time this man promoted a party, strippers weren't always there. Okay,
I'm with you, but you're talking about one of the biggest pastors of a mega church, black mega church in the country. What are you taking your PJ, your private jet, to a Diddy party for?
who's to
If
say it
you're a
wasn't?
man,
Who's to say it wasn't a luncheon? Who's
Diddy
to say he
parties
didn't go
don't
to?
Diddy parties don't start till after 1 o'clock. Ain't nobody eating lunch. They eating something, but they not eating lunch after 1 o'clock. They eating something, but not lunch.
Like,
And these are things that are are they can't come to light. That's why Jeffrey Epstein had to meet his fate. Because there are very powerful people out there who don't
but
want their secrets out.
who's to say that TD Jakes didn't come, stay for about an hour, and then after Jakes left, that's when the turn up happened.
So he did that 5, 6 times.
I'm not saying he did it. I'm just saying it's possible. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it's possible.
Everything's possible.
But at the
Everything.
same time, though, if I was a pastor and Diddy invited me to a party, would I go? Probably, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's a room full of millionaires.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I be out here trying to solicit money for my church? I'm not saying I'm not saying that the stuff was
Man.
going on, but you see TD Jakes, he loves the money. And TD
but then,
Jakes wasn't even like Creflo. And
but
TD
then,
Jakes wasn't even like Creflo. Like, remember, Creflo asked his people to buy him a jet. TD
but
ain't do that. TD ain't tell his ask his people to buy him a jet.
but that's what
TD
makes it
did
kind
other
of
stuff
bad
to get the
too,
money, though.
because here you got Creflo getting in trouble about having his plane bought,
Yes.
but never any other things. You're talking about two very powerful people, and
Right.
for him, the only one to be caught up in some sort of immoral, indecent allegation of all of the guys, even the bishop out in L.A., who bought his wife the $300,000, $400,000 car. Still, no one's been associated with this type of behavior, and that's why only reason why I'm saying he can't allow this behavior to be associated with this behavior, because none of his counterparts have it. And I'm not saying
True.
I'll go along with you. Who knows what happened when he was at those 5 or 6 Diddy parties? He may have been asking for money, but again, he's associated with something immoral and indecent. And unlike his fellow mega church pastors, he is associated with this. So he can't afford for this to be, it's for him, his name to
I
continue to
mean,
swirl around.
that damn every president gets.
Only one to be caught up in some sort of immoral, indecent allegation of all of the guys, even the bishop out in L.A., who bought his wife the $300,000, $400,000 car. Still, no one's been associated with this type of behavior, and that's why only reason why I'm saying he can't allow this behavior to be associated with this behavior, because none of his counterparts have it. And I'm not saying
True.
I'll go along with you. Who knows what happened when he was at those 5 or 6 Diddy parties? He may have been asking for money, but again, he's associated with something immoral and indecent. And unlike his fellow mega church pastors, he is associated with this. So he can't afford for this to be, it's for him, his name to
I
continue to
mean,
swirl around.
that damn every president gets a bunch of pastors to pray over them, and look at most of the presidents. Look at the last from 1980 to now. We didn't had what? How many presidents were actually had somewhat clean hands? Carter, Obama,
I get what you're saying, but nobody was associated with indecency and immoral stuff. It was
Donald
mostly
Trump.
financial. Well, sorry, I forgot. Now you bringing up the greatest grifter or the greatest con man of all
But
time.
I'm just
He's
saying
the
though.
exception. He's the
But I'm just
exception.
saying
We're
though. I can possibly believe that, but I don't. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know who would believe Jaguar. Like whatever Jaguar says about Jay, it has to be backed up. It has to be backed up. Like the person, either the person who's going to have to come out, or someone closely associated to that person is going to have to give a good enough story that sounds believable, because Dame Dad, you ain't never heard Dame Jazz said that about Jay-Z. Dame Jazz said Jay-Z stole money, he stole ideas, he stole people girlfriends. He never said Jay-Z was a possible molester.
Oh, no doubt. Again, I'm with you on that one, and we can end it off with this. It's the timeline on Aaliyah works well for Jay-Z and Dame. The issue I
Yeah.
think most people bring up about Jay is Foxy. Foxy's denied the allegations, so I don't think they're going to get him on that. Again, everything that
But but
Jaguar
but but
says is not law. You know,
but here's something that I don't think Jaguar will bring up. The age of consent is different in each state. Now, I had a conversation with a guy and I told him, he said the age of consent was 18 across the country. I said no. I
no.
said the average age of consent in this country is 17. I'm like 33% of the country is 16, 33% of the country is 17, 33% of the country is 18. If Jay
Three
and
three states are 14.
no, not now. Not now. We looked at the map. We
They
looked at the
changed it.
map. We looked at I looked at the map. It was 16, 17, 18. It was nothing under 16. The map I looked at didn't have anything under the age of 16. But it was like 33, 33, 33. It was like split across the country. Um it depends on, New York's statute age of consent. So if Foxy was, if this age of consent in New York was 16, 17, technically Jay-Z ain't do nothing wrong. Technically, he ain't do nothing wrong. I mean, morally, you could look at him sideways, but he ain't break no law. But yeah, it's kind of going in another direction. But we can go ahead.
We're gonna end this off because we're going down a rabbit hole. I appreciate the conversation, my brother. Always fun, always energetic. Um, and we're just trying to give you a little bit of entertainment. We hope you're able to take some of these rumors with you. And that was our talking hip hop segment. Talking hip hop. All right, I may rethink my bringing back my sound effects for our stream or no stream, and see, we might do that as a poll this week, and send that out as a poll and see who wants to bring back the sound effects for our stream or no stream. Because again, I was told I was triggering young minds, and it is what it is. We're gonna give Kev a few moments to get out of to say something before we get out of here. Kev, your thoughts as we leave this wonderful episode on our stream or no stream of Vince Staple, which was a and then our conversation about the collateral damage, the fallout for other artists from Diddy. Kev,
Yeah, it's sometimes it sucks that we couldn't have such a touch on a lot of positive things on the show, but it is what it is. And but at the same time, it's conversations that need to be had. Um we have to realize that, even through bad times, the sun is always going to shine. So, you know, our thoughts and prayers go out to these victims with the Diddy situation, and our support will always be there for Vince Staples. He is an artist, and we all ingest art in a different format. We look at it in different ways, and whatever this young man was going, the intentions he had with this album is probably something that we don't see just yet, and that happens. You know what I mean? So good luck to him. Um, and we're gonna be a little bit better next time. More positivity next time.
is what it is. Some people like the negativity. We try to maintain, as long as we're entertaining, whether it be positive or negative. We just want to entertain you. Again, we appreciate you for listening, for watching. Please tell a friend to tell a friend about us. Please like and subscribe, as you can see rolling across the screen. And we're on all social media platforms, so check us out on there. We're really starting to get it in on. Are we going to start doing a lot more on TikTok? Um, my main man Kev is just a joy to conversate with. We do have.
And our support will always be there for Vince Staples. He is an artist, and we all ingest art in a different format. We look at it in different ways, and whatever this young man was going, the intentions he had with this album is probably something that we don't see just yet, and that happens. You know what I mean? So good luck to him, and we're gonna be a little bit better next time. More positivity next time.
Is what it is. Some people like the negativity. We try to maintain, as long as we're entertaining, whether it be positive or negative. We just want to entertain you. Again, we appreciate you for listening, for watching. Please tell a friend to tell a friend about us. Please like and subscribe, as you can see rolling across the screen. And we're on all social media platforms, so check us out on there. We're really starting to get it in on. Are we going to start doing a lot more on TikTok? My main man Kev is just a joy to conversate with. We do have some guests upcoming in the near future. Look forward to that. And again, have any questions, comments, complaints, criticisms, hit us up on social media. We appreciate you guys so much. And with that, what we always say, we out of here. Peace.